Two cities in the Caucasus, both of them older than most countries on Earth. One of them you've probably heard of, one of them you almost certainly haven't been to. Both of them will stop you in your tracks the first time you see them. Only one of them will stay with you. Georgia and Armenia share a border in the South Caucasus, two ancient Christian nations that somehow survived being wedged between empires for 2,500 years. Persians, Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Mongols, Ottomans, Russians, all of them passed through. Both countries absorbed every one of them and remained themselves. That stubbornness, that particular kind of cultural survival, is the first thing you feel when you arrive in either capital. What I want to do in the next few minutes is show you both cities honestly, what they look like, what they cost, what they feel like to walk through, and tell you clearly which one I think is the more extraordinary place to visit, and why. Subscribe before we get into this. Let me start with Yerevan because Yerevan deserves to go first. It's the one fewer people know. Yerevan has been continuously inhabited for 2,800 years, which makes it older than Rome, a fact that Armenians will tell you with the particular quiet pride of a people who've earned the right to it. The city is built almost entirely from pink and orange tufa stone, a volcanic rock quarried from the surrounding hills, which gives it a warmth and coherence that most cities don't have. In the right light, the golden hour specifically, when the stone goes from pink to deep amber, Yerevan looks like it was lit from inside. The Cascade is its great civic gesture, a giant staircase of terraced fountains and outdoor sculpture climbing a hillside above the city with contemporary art galleries inside the complex. Standing at the top of the Cascade at sunset with the whole city below you and Mount Ararat, across the border in Turkey but visible and enormous and real, rising above everything, is the kind of moment that doesn't fit neatly into a photograph. The mountain is so present, so close, that it feels like part of the city. Armenians regard Ararat as a national symbol even though they cannot reach it. That specific grief, something visible every day that cannot be touched, gives Yerevan a weight that not many cities carry. The brandy culture here is real. Armenia produces brandy, cognac by another name, aged in Caucasian oak, that Churchill reportedly preferred above all others. A glass of Ararat brandy at a café in the evening costs $3 to $5. It is not a tourist performance. It is simply how Yerevan ends its day. Daily budget, $30 to $45. A guest house in the center, $20 to $35. Yerevan is extraordinarily affordable and quietly beautiful. It is not, however, the winner. And now, here is Tbilisi. And I want to try to describe Tbilisi accurately because it's a city that resists easy description. Not because it's complicated, but because it's so dense with things that are specifically itself that the accumulation of them is what matters rather than any single element. Start with the old city. Tbilisi's historic Kala district and the Abanotubani, the Sulphur bath quarter, are built on a hillside above the Kura River, and the houses on that hillside have wooden balconies that overhang the streets at every angle. Some of them are crumbling. Some of them have been there for 300 years, and look like 300 years is how long they've been crumbling. And between the crumbling and the light and the centuries of plaster and paint wearing away from each other, the street facades look like they were composed by someone. The color accidents, the shadows, the carved wooden balconies rotting gracefully at their edges. You walk through the old city and you keep stopping because it looks different from every angle. The sulfur baths have been here since the 5th century. Natural hot springs rise through the rock beneath the city, and the domed bathhouses in the Abanotubani have been heated by them continuously since Vakhtang Gorgasali founded the city after a pheasant fell into one of them, or so the legend goes. A private sulfur bath at one of the old bathhouses costs $15 to $30 for the room, sometimes with a traditional kisi scrub included. The water is 37 degrees. The dome above you is old brick. The sulfur smell that follows you out is Tbilisi on your clothes for the rest of the afternoon. The wine. I cannot talk about Tbilisi without talking about Georgia's wine. Georgia invented wine. or as close to invented as the archaeological record suggests, 8,000 years ago in these same hills. They ferment it in kavevri, clay vessels buried underground, in a method that predates oak barrels by 7,000 years. The resulting wine, amber, slightly tannic, entirely unlike anything sold as natural wine in Western bars, is poured generously at every table in every neighborhood restaurant for $3 to $6 a glass. You drink it with walnut-filled grape paste, with cheese bread pulled from a clay oven, with a whole roast chicken that costs $6. You drink it on Chardon Street at midnight with locals who look at you with the patient warmth of people who are used to visitors arriving and not quite believing what they've found. The Dry Bridge Flea Market on Sunday mornings, Soviet military medals, hand-painted icons, old cameras, lace tablecloths, photographs of people nobody remembers. Costs nothing to walk through and everything if you start picking things up. Daily budget in Tbilisi, $35 to $55. A beautiful guest house in the old city, $25 to $45. So why Tbilisi? Why, when both cities are ancient and affordable and genuinely extraordinary, does Tbilisi win clearly? It's the layers. Yerevan is coherent. The pink tufa stone gives it a visual identity that's clean and consistent. You always know where you are. Tbilisi is incoherent in the most beautiful way. Persian bathhouses next to Russian Art Nouveau, next to Soviet brutalism, next to Orthodox churches, next to a modern glass bridge, next to a neighborhood where the plaster has been falling off the same wall for a century. It shouldn't work as a city. It absolutely works as a city. Yerevan gives you the brandy at the end of the evening and the mountain that can't be touched. That is a genuine, melancholy, specific beauty. Tbilisi gives you the wine at the beginning of the evening and keeps going until the city runs out of reasons to stop. The energy of it, the Chardon Street at midnight, the natural wine bars in the old city, the locals who will invite you to the next table without introduction, is something Yerevan, for all its dignity and grace, doesn't quite have. Tbilisi also has more. More to see, more to do, more to eat, more to drink, more neighborhoods that reward walking without a plan. Yerevan rewards a specific kind of contemplative visit. You go to feel its age and its grief and its warmth. Tbilisi rewards every kind of visit. Choose Yerevan if you want to sit with something ancient and feel its weight. Choose Tbilisi if you want to be inside something ancient while it's still alive. If you can only go to one, Tbilisi, without hesitation. But go to Yerevan on the same trip. Take the 3-hour marshrutka between them. Both of these cities in 1 week costs less than 2 nights in Rome and gives you more than most trips give you in a fortnight. Tbilisi or Yerevan? Which one is calling you? Drop it in the comments. And if you've been to either of these and you think I got the verdict wrong, I genuinely want that argument.